So far, you've been using the equations on your formula sheet to solve for area or perimeter. Since you're given the dimensions, you can substitute right into those equations and perform the calculations. Now we're going to see how we can solve for a missing dimension when we know the area or perimeter, and we'll be using algebra rules to do this. Before we look at the rules, let's look at an example. Here we have a triangle and we know the perimeter is 27.5 meters. We know that one side is 13.2 meters and another is 9.3 meters. We want to find the length of the third side. If I look at the equation for perimeter, it's the sum of all three sides, so A plus B plus C. And I'll substitute in what I know. I know the perimeter value, and I know two sides. I'll call those A and B. I'll substitute those into the equation. So 27.5 for the perimeter equals side A is 13.2 meters, and B is 9.3 meters. I don't know side C, so I'll just leave it as a letter, or what we call a variable or unknown. My goal is to get that variable by itself on one side of the equal sign by moving these other pieces or terms. To make that a little bit easier, I can do this addition first. I still have 27.5 for the perimeter equals, when I add those two sides, 13.2 plus 9.3 is 22.5 plus my unknown C. What I'm saying is that the total perimeter is equal to 22.5 plus whatever C happens to be. Logically, if I take that total perimeter, 27.5, and subtract the value for the other two sides, 22.5, the remainder, or the difference, should be the dimension for side C. When I perform that subtraction, I find out that C is 5, and if I look back at the units of the question, meters. So the logic here again was, since I knew the total perimeter, 27.5, and I subtracted the other two dimensions, the sum of the other two sides, the difference in those gave me the third side. And this follows our first general rule for using algebra to solve for an unknown. To move a term of an equation to the other side of the equal sign, I perform the opposite operation. Up here, my 22.5 was being added on one side of the equal sign. When I moved it to the other side of the equal sign, I did the opposite operation or subtraction. Let's apply that rule to another example. Here we have an irregularly shaped room with the dimensions shown below. The room has a perimeter of 31.2 feet, and all of the dimensions in the drawing are in feet. I want to find the missing dimension of this angular side, and I'll start with an equation. Again, I know the perimeter is equal to the sum of all the sides. I'll just give all those letters. We have 6 sides. And I'll sub in what I know. It doesn't matter which letter I call my unknown side. In this example, I'll say that that's side A. So the perimeter of my room is 31.2 feet. I don't know side A, and I do know the other sides. You can label them on your diagram if you like. And I'll substitute those into the equation. Right now, we need to move all of these other terms to the other side of the equal sign so that we can get our variable A all by itself. To make that easier, I'll perform all of that addition first. So I still have 31.2 equals A plus, and if I add up all of those values, I get 28. Now I have only one term that I need to move to the other side of the equals. Since it's being added on this side of the equals, when I move it to the other, the rule says I do the opposite operation. So 31.2 minus 28 will give me the dimension for side A. When I do the subtraction, I get 3.2. My units were all in feet. So A has a dimension of 3.2 feet. Again, we followed that same general rule. To move the terms from one side of the equals to the other, we performed the opposite operation. Take a moment and try the next question on your own, and then check your answer.